before we get into this last question, does anybody want to share anything, any type of breakdown? I mean, I got one thing I could say. I think it's dope that you was in class and you had your students and then you in there teaching them who they really are. I think that was dope that you was giving them specifics, and I actually like that you didn't make it boring and just say, this is who you are, this is it, this is it, don't worry about that. No, you did it in a way where you leaving a message for somebody else to do it in that way too as well, which is much more powerful than you just saying, coming out the gate and just expressing everything and telling every secret. And nah, you gotta break down a formula because that formula can be passed down.
No doubt. No doubt. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, salute for that. Salute, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I want
Facts.
to ask, can you speak to those people that got you into their school? Like, where are they at now, and how do they feel about you being put on a leave of absence? Like the same way you got in, can you reach back to those people?
Honestly, I didn't. I didn't, and I'm not even celebrating that part. It kind of bothers me that, didn't over the 23 years, like I said, Miss Dr. Young and Lester on the region. I never reached back out, which is just my bad. I really should have, It's a part of myself that I gotta overcome. Sometimes I could be prideful, kind of like, believe even though I'm outspoken at times, I could be very introverted as well, which is something that it's a constant struggle for me to just reach out to people and ask for help, or reach out to people, say hey, because sometimes especially when folks in high places, reaching out to them always feel like you want a handout, and I never want anybody to feel like I'm begging. I always want to feel like I'm working for whatever I got, but that's also a downfall. I need to humble myself at times.
Well, that's good. You can acknowledge that, but I,
Facts.
I, I definitely would suggest that you reach back out to those people who got you in the door, because the same way you come in, the same way you come out. I don't think it's fair that the Department of Education will be able to do that
Hmm.
without real justifiable cause. Like, you did nothing wrong. You know our laws. You did nothing wrong. You didn't harm anyone. You wasn't harming anyone. You didn't put anybody's life in danger. You didn't crack nobody over the skull in there. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right. No, I hear you.
So I think you should. It all starts with an email.
No, no doubt. You're right. And, it was
You
funny.
know.
I did start writing an email before pandemic, and I just never sent it. So maybe I need to revisit that email.
Right, right. Go
Yeah,
back to that draft and send. Click send.
Yeah.
don't lose your network because at the end of the day, options are options all come from your network. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things like, yeah, the system is set up a certain way, but that don't mean everybody is set up a certain way too. So
Right.
you never know.
True. That's true. I received that, man. I'll take that definitely.
Facts, facts. Do you have any advice for the people out there that are dealing with close friends or family members that are too proud to admit when they're wrong?
I feel like it's important to let people know what the facts are, and sometimes close friends and family members, there comes a point in time in life where you gotta let people be. Life is about. I look at life, understand life. You gotta understand farming, which I feel like we really, I don't know enough of. But what I do know is that in order for the tree, flower, or the plant to blossom, you got to cut off the dead leaves. I'm saying, so sometimes if you find you got people in your space, in your circle, who refuse to grow with you, growing is acknowledging I made a mistake, because that's also cutting off the dead leaves within yourself. Like, oh, I made a mistake, and you have those people around you that refuse to admit. Makes no sense fighting, continuing that fight. It's crazy. Something that hit me the other day. I was talking to my lady about my daughter. My daughter was having a little breakdown about school situation, and I was trying to get her to open up. And I said something to her that that jolted my spirit, and I had to really correct myself. I said, "Say what you want to say. It's okay if we disagree, which it is okay if we disagree." But I said that there's power in disagreement. And I checked myself. I said, no, you know what? I'm wrong. There isn't power in disagreement. It's okay sometimes for us to disagree. And I'm saying that to say that if you have someone in your space that you're constantly in disagreement with, it's a hindrance because there's power in agreement. I'm saying, so if you find that the people that you're in communication with, you can't find a place of agreement with them and you're in constant disagreement, sometimes it might be time to leave that relationship alone.
I 1000%, agree. It's just that when, people are too proud to admit when they're wrong, they like to point the finger like, hey, look, he's the bad guy. And then, the low vibrational individuals that all agree with that said person or persons, they band together and, continue the circus. So sometimes it's frustrating.
Right. No, I get it. I get it. And look, and you need to monitor that situation, determine, and not every situation requires a disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Just check it out and see what it's doing to you. See what you are
Right.
doing to them. Because it's not always about you. Sometimes it's about your impact on them. Sometimes your impact might be overwhelming. You find yourself, my boy Shawnee said to me one time that really sticks with me is that if you leave a conversation with someone, you always feel drained, and that might be something that requires disconnect. So, you have to monitor, find other areas where you can move forward. You can move forward in agreement. Then that's peace. If you can't move forward in agreement, there's no power in that relationship, and if there's no power, you're not moving forward. You're not growing. You're actually dying.
Exactly.
Yeah, and shout out to our brother Shawnee Culture
Yeah, no doubt.
on the
Salute.
segment.
Salute.
Because the
Facts.
agreement, the best agreement may be, just to have peace, separation.
Right.
Just from you separating yourself, that may be the best agreement, just not to talk anymore. That may be the
Hmm.
answer. That could be the best answer, just not to speak anymore. Just don't deal with that person peacefully. Y'all both agree. Okay, cool. I can't be in your space, you can't be in mine. We always disagree. Let's just keep it at I love you from afar and we just don't speak, but we'll always keep each other in mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would be wonderful, but unfortunately, like some people, like you can't even have a conversation with. You know what I mean? Like
Facts.
how you can't fix a problem if you don't even address that there is a problem in the first place.
In that, there's no agreement. That there's no power there because you have to agree. You have to agree. Like even us right now, we're having this conversation. There's agreement here. We agree to
Right.
listen to each other. We agree to hear each other's point of views. I'm saying even we agree to disagree. In a like in in some sense, we can agree that we don't really agree on that point. That's not the we're not sticking on that disagreement. We've moved on to another area of agreement.
Yeah. Well, it
Mhm.
takes an advanced frequency to get to that point where people could even agree to disagree. Some people not even trying to hear that either. My advice is run.
I said
Yeah.
separate yourself. Separate yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have no choice because, like the lower vibrational individual, they don't understand that words really do have power. So if you're spreading lies about somebody or constantly, slandering their name, like nobody wants to be around that. That's not even healthy. That's toxic.
Right, for sure.
Definitely. Don't need that at all. So one last thing I just want to touch on is that words are powerful. We know that words are powerful. Um, how do you view um words?
Oh, and you actually you gave me the answer before you gave me the question.
My fault, my fault.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Like you said, words are powerful. Like I got another story. Growing up, my father used to always say, "I don't got no money. I don't got no money." That's what I know him saying growing up. Now this is a man that I know his a very long time. The majority of his life, employment life, he worked for himself. I could remember my father having his tailor shop, my mother having a diner, a restaurant rather, opened on Kingston and Empire. For those of us that might know Brooklyn, check cash in place right
Yes.
there on Kingston and
Wow.
Empire. right in that spot where my mom's had her restaurant. My mother and father owned that. Across the street had a tailor shop. He had another tailor shop in Albany. A tailor shop on Delancey Street. Well,
Salute to your people.
yeah,
That's dope.
nah, it is. It's very dope. It's an accomplishment. However, the words matter, and because of my father's perspective of life, and used to say all the time, I don't have any money. And as a child, I could remember seeing wads of cash in my father's house. I would be playing and turn up the rug, and all of a sudden, I see a whole cache of money under the rug somewhere. I always remember him saying, I don't have any money. And I remember Christmases going to Toys R Us, sitting in the car, just grabbing toys, putting it in a basket, coming home with a whole bunch of toys. So much so that I would have like baby doll toys or girl toys that I would have to give away to somebody. At the same time, I remember my father saying, I don't have any money. And now today, I can actually testify that my father actually has no money. No, no property in America, living on off of Social Security right now, no income. And I say to him all the time, I said, Dad, you spoke your reality. So now, when you know, and now that I don't have an employment, I don't ever say that I'm broke. I don't say that I don't have any money. Whenever I feel the challenge, financial challenge, I simply say money cometh, never goeth, money stayeth, never sloweth. Because we are creator beings. We are created in the image of God. And God spoke. It was. So I don't ever believe that I don't have money. I don't ever believe that and of course, there's always moments of doubt, but you have to challenge yourself to change your speech, which change your thought process, which change the core of who you are and the core of what you believe of yourself. So if you want it, speak it. And if it's in the will of the Most High God, it's yours. Words have power. You can speak your environment. You can speak your reality. I've never been hungry since I've been on this unpaid leave. I thank God for that. Even though
Yeah,
I don't have a job, I would never say I'm broke.
because he
Respect.
provides. Yeah, that's dope.
We rich in spirit. We never broke.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And because in the beginning it was what, Mo?
What it was written.
It's in the word.
In the
And it was the
beginning it was the
word.
word.
And the word was with God. The word was God. And the word became flesh. So, you know what I'm saying? He was with God. And the word, he spoke that word, and here we are. We got to be like
Amen.
that and hold that as our reality that, look, speak it. And same for our kids. We got to tell our kids what we expect from them, tell them who they are. With our words, too often, my moms and our parents did the best that my moms and pops, they did the best that they could do. I'll say that. I'm saying a
Right.
lot of parents do the best that they can do, but a lot of times they get caught up in the moment and they speak those words that tear down and don't build up.
It's a great deal of balance going on in this conversation that I think is going to end up being a very impactful type of energy that needs to be expressed more often. Because the amount of solutions and the amount of understanding that comes from this type of balance
Mm,
just turns into great things. I've seen this type of energy turn things into this greatness.
no doubt. Love that. Love that. Love that.
Yeah, that's what we appreciate definitely about you. Also, I know you're a traveler. Um,
Mhm.
how do you view this current state, like of the country with the food and the water? Like, do you think it's better to leave the country, or do you think it's like it's just best to stay here because this is our country, this is our land? We got to take it back. Like, do you feel like if you go anywhere else, like outside the country, is better, or like you just can't escape God's wrath either way, right? But just to
Mhm.
say, just for us, our sake, our sanity, do you think we should leave this country or stay based off of your experiences, knowing other parts of the world are living in their nature, in their natural state,
Mm.
that they hide from us? Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, I have the fortune of having family outside of the country. I have friends outside of the country as well. So my mom's is from Costa Rica, father's from Trinidad. I have friends in Africa. I have a friend in Zanzibar, which is off the coast of Tanzania. I've never been, but I'm definitely making my way there. So I believe that we're in a season right now where we're in Babylon. We're in Babylon right now. And when you read through, I think it was Revelations, I believe. I don't remember exactly where, but there's a part in Revelations where it says, where it says to the people of God, come out of her. If come out of her, or you'll suffer the same fate as she will. And I say that to say, to some of us, God is telling us, come out of the Babylonian system. That might mean move. That might also mean separate from the system itself. Find your, it's tribe season. Like, find your tribe and come out of the system itself and live separate. However you can do it, like some of us who have the fortune to actually physically move out of the Babylonian system should. I mean, I'm hoping I'm that fortunate. Believe that there's something to learn, getting back to the land, getting back to the dirt. So that's what I would tell people. I mean, come out of Babylon. However you can, come out of Babylon. Come out of the culture of Babylon, because it's a capitalistic culture that seeks to usurp the resources of God's people, not for the good of God's people either. I'm all about, getting out of this idea that you need this government to fix your situation. You don't need this government. You know what I'm saying? There's a way out. You got to seek it. It says seek and you will find, ask and it will be given to you. This system is corrupt. So I would tell people, if you can, come out of her. Find a way somehow to come out, whether it be you're separating yourself from the actual corporate government that we are living in, establishing your sovereignty on this territory. If you could do that, do it. If it means physically leaving and connecting with the land somewhere else, do that, which is what I hope to do.
Yeah, system is definitely corrupt, man. It's far along. I ain't even gonna lie. When I was watching some of the trials, I was disgusted. I was just disgusted, man. The forked tongue, the non acceptance, the lack of responsibility, the cognitive dissonance, the evil, the negativity, the hate. It's just so much you can see in the judge's face when you're looking at him. It's just like,
Yeah.
come on, are you a robot, bro? Are you really a robot? You telling me the system got to answer every question for you?
Right.
You got to go read a book to answer every question?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
They know we have our natural laws that a lot of people are starting to wake up to. So it's like when you throw it back at them, they have nothing to say.
Oh.
They can't say nothing. And then it turns into, oh, the case is pending because they don't know what to say.
And
You know?
I just wanna just so y'all know, just wanna read it because I found it. It says, wanting to escape Babylon's judgment. Then I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sin, so that you will not receive any of her plagues. For her sins piled up to heaven, and God has remembered her crimes. Give back to her as she has given. Give her back double for what she has done. Pour her a double portion from her own cup. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I read that as physically, literally, spiritually. Come out of her.
And what chapter, what revelation was that?
It's Revelation 18:4.
Thank you for that word.
No doubt.
No, thank you. Because, our younger generation here is going to look back at that and see it. They see it coming to pass whenever,
Right.
this is put up. They're going to be like, yo, they said this. Like,
And I could tell you right now, when I was a young lad coming up, I heard my elders talk about a time like this. Now I'm living in the time that they were telling me about.
You know that
like
stuff come true.
yeah,
Over time,
it's
it comes true.
repeating. Yeah, that's all. Just history repeats itself.
Oh,
The more advanced, this advancing, but the word still sticks. The word is bond.
word is bond. Wow. Ours.
Bars.
Word.
All right, man. Well, this was a great conversation here. We all out of questions.
Look, man, I
We
appreciate
all
you
out of
guys,
questions.
man. I hope I ain't put
So
anybody to sleep.
we appreciate you, man,
Yeah,
for
man.
coming through for
I
sure.
appreciate what you guys are doing, man. You definitely leaving like these are like the new scriptures. I hope y'all know that. Like all of these little chronicles are the way we document the movement of God in our time. I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
So I definitely appreciate what you guys are doing. You're documenting this. You got your episode catalog. It's dope, man. This is kind of this is the new Bible. This is gonna be the scriptures that they review. Like, oh, this is what they were saying
Yes.
1,000 years ago. You know what
man.
I'm saying? They're gonna go, yo, did you hear episode 11?
Right. Yo,
Nah, for
I want to say you got crazy synchronicities going on because you said oh Sunday, and then I'm like Sunday. That's September 11th. Okay, you're the 11th episode. Time starts at 9, ends at 11. Like, yo, what's going on?
Okay.
How
Okay.
the spirit move, man. Look at that. Follow the patterns, follow the signs. That's how the spirit move.
Right, right. And shout
exactly.
out to Tyree, the developer, for putting this
Salute.
together. Shout outs to all the youth putting all of this together, and my our moderators, Lady B, everybody for putting this together as well, and for Design Roy on their hard work putting this together as well. All of us putting in the hard work together. Um, I honestly wouldn't have found out about y'all if it wasn't for Design and Roy. You understand? So I definitely appreciate everybody I'm praying for and with you and y'all, all the freedom fighters holding it down in the court, helping the laws be changed. If not, keep our natural laws in place for our kids, our children. You understand? So I appreciate that part. You understand? Because we honestly was expecting others to be doing this fight. We didn't expect it to be us, like you and me. We were expecting like the people who had those positions, who had the money to be speaking up and fighting for us. We really did. Those who we did invest into their pockets and help make famous. We was really counting on them. I don't know why, a culture, I guess, but now we see that it's really about us, the people, we the people, the community. We got to come together a lot more on this,
Yeah.
um, instead of putting our faith into people who are higher or higher ranking, rich. And no, because maybe they just too they feel too good to look back, and they don't want to come back. They don't want to come back to where we are, and not to pass judgment, but it's just like, yo, if I made it, I wouldn't want to look back either. Lady B wants to speak. Hold on. How you doing, Lady B?
Hey, you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry for my voice. I've been sick.
Oh no, no, no. We got some. We
Yeah.
got some tea for that. We got some tea for that.
Okay, please text me that.
Okay.
So I was listening, and I don't really speak too much, but I really enjoy listening to all these young black men and young black women educating our young black people. It's not all about, black or white or whatever, but I just enjoy listening to everyone and sharing your knowledge and your story, your testimony, because it is a testimony because you've been through it, giving everybody, insight of your life and how you became who you are. So I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Every one of us have a story, and I feel like every story is valid. My story is just as valuable as everyone else's story here. It's gonna move somebody that I couldn't, and I can move somebody that you can't. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really each one teach one.
And we
Hmm.
we are grateful. We appreciate that, Lady B. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you so much,
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys.
guys. It was real. I really appreciate being a part of your show. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
It was great.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
bro.
Yeah. So I want to say good night now. All right. You guys
Good night,
Yeah,
and
man.
continue
thank
to do
you
your
for
thing. Yeah.
everything.
Continue to be blessed.
Yeah,
Much
take it easy,
love.
man. Bless up.
Yes, yes.
What's
All
up?
right. Peace.
Nice meeting you all.
Thank you.
Good night, bro. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Peace.
Thank you.
So we are signing out. Creative Collection. And why? What can make the world better? That was with Moe Olivier, Educators for Freedom, still in the fight. They are currently still fighting in court for the past year and a half or so for their jobs, to get their jobs back. We appreciate him for taking his time out to speak with us. And these are your freedom fighters.